Shalom.
Shalom.
This is GMS New Orleans camp with third camp. And prior to getting started, I want to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh,
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kakodash.
double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the believers and the prophets across the four corners, pushing is truth and sincerity. All right, and the lesson, all right, for today, I have a quote, all right, for today's camp, and basically it says, every time you level up, your old life will try to call you back. Don't answer. Alright? And that's a testament of, we understand that constantly being in this truth, we constantly have to pray, we have to fast, alright, in order to steady renew ourselves in the spirit that our that other that old man, alright, doesn't resurface and take over. Cause we have a this is a constant battle that we have in the flesh, man. Alright, so we every day we warring against the flesh. Alright? You can get that in Second Corinthians.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. Therefore, if any man be in a Mashiach Yahushai, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
Yeah, because we have to become, you got to be a new creature. We have to become new people. Alright, when we leave the world, alright, we enter into the sanctuary of the Lord, or the ministry. Alright, we start to uphold the laws, statutes, and commandments, and abide in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You become a whole, totally different new person. Alright, you put off old things, man. Alright, brother, get 1 Corinthians 13, it's 10 and 13 and 13 and 10. Is one of them. Yeah, but this is about becoming a new person, growing, being a better person. You can bring it out.
This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, and it says, there have no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
Yeah, that wasn't the one I was looking for, but it's still, you still go, I can still speak on it. But yeah, because we have, like I said, fighting against keeping that old man, putting that old man off. It's a constant battle where Satan is gonna steady use temptations, to test our faith. Alright. It is gonna come from all manners of directions. Wherever you may be a little bit weak at, alright, anywhere there's some kind of a chink in your armor, alright, Satan gonna come, man. That's why we have to steady. You wanna say something?
No, you said it. Oh, we gotta study what?
Steady, just pray, fast. Be in the spirit. Doing whatever we can do. To constantly be steady, be getting built up and gaining more space between the old man. You understand what I'm saying? Alright? We gotta get a great distance between that man. Alright, because at the end of the day, we understand we ain't gonna be perfect. Right? Until we gonna be fighting the old man until we get out of here. So he ain't gonna never really go away, but we can keep him as low as possible, to where he damn near dead, to where we can get salvation, man. Because once that old man resurfaces, Satan will say that's the whole goal of Satan, because only the men of the Lord, Satan only really wants the men of the Lord. Everybody else, he got them already. Alright, so you be damn, you'll be a damn fool. Alright, if you thinking Satan not coming twice as harder for you, or to try to sift you from the Lord.
Just backing up your point, you want to continue to fight that old man off. The task will never be fully complete while we're in this flesh, and that's all because, the Lord requires us to look upon him for him, so with that being said, all we can do is fight and resist to the best of our ability. But this is the book of St. James, chapter 4, verse 7. It says, submit yourselves, therefore, to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So, don't succumb. As many battles, it's a battle every day that we wake up. And it's an honor to continue to fight and fight for our crown. But, some days you may win, some days you may lose. But the main thing is that you keep on fighting. You don't give up.
Yeah, because there's going to be some fights that we may lose, man. But the goal is to win a battle.
Right.
All right, we gotta win the ones that count.
Win the war.
Yeah, to win the war, man. We gotta win the ones that count. All right, you got that?
Yeah, I got that Ephesians.
You bring it up.
This is Ephesians 4 and 22, and it says that you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man which is corrupt, according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on that new man which is after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness.
I'm reading the NLT. Ephesians 4 and 22 in the NLT, it says, throw off your old sinful nature and your former way of life, which is corrupted by lust and deception. Instead, let the Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. Verse 24, put on your new nature, created to be like the Most High, truly righteous and holy. Yeah, and that's pretty much the point, man. Putting on that new man, that new nature, all right? Wherein righteousness resides, all right? Not putting off the corrupt man, all right? Because we understand that only leads to what? Death. The only way of life, all right, is living in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. And that's it.
This
Yeah,
is
what you
There was he was quoting about Satan down the desire, self-desire,
Come on, I get you.
This is Romans 12 and 1, and it says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of the Most High, that you present your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
See someone?
Yeah, whenever you come into this truth, you got to put off these old things. You can't always try to bring in to the truth the things of the world that you knew, into the truth. You can't mix that together, but you got to put it away and be transformed. You got to you got to walk in every day as you got to walk as this.
It's pretty much just to help y'all, brother. Like you said, like you don't want to come in with that extra baggage.
Yeah.
With things plaguing you. It's things that you can't fight off and what you can cut off. And it's going to, over time, being in the truth by the renewing of your mind, some of those things are going to be purged off anyway. And that's how the Lord wants this thing to operate. But you don't want to come here and just be a sight for sore eyes. Somebody who just got a complete demon on them and not doing nothing about it.
Yeah, and that's one thing about this walk too. We're gonna always, our whole walk, we're gonna continue to be purged, all right? Because we never stop growing.
Mm-hmm.
So as we grow, there's another level you gotta grow to, and after that, you grow to that level, is another level you gotta go to, and at each of these levels, I had a piece of that old man is getting beaten off you.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, get Proverbs 25 and 4.
I guess so.
Come on, you go ahead.
All right, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. It said, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. So, you constantly putting off the old man, it's constantly perishing. You seeing that new man is constantly being refined day by day, putting on a different mindset. It says, verse 17, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17 said, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, work is for us a far more exceedingly and eternal weight of glory. So the eternal weight of glory is what the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. Our salvation is very close than we yet believe, even though we're going through these fiery trials, we're going through all these different adversities, these levels of adversity, but that's the straight gate. The Lord said, He's going to purge us through this fire, and one thing about it is that, we're getting better day by day. Verse 8, it says, 18, 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 18, he said, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So exactly. So we see it right now. This is the eternal, temporal world. You know what I'm saying? This age is slowly passing away. Esau is the end of this earth age, this age, this temporal world. And what we looking for is the eternal weight of glory, which is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're looking for. You know, new bodies, immortality, rulership, spiritual power. You know, that's why we constantly get renewed day by day. You know, Lord is constantly refining us to make us that fine gold, the sons of what? Of Yasarella. You know what I'm saying? The prince of the power. That's what we get ready to return back to.
Hey,
You got it?
if I could back you up real quick, brother, you know, and ultimately another reason to push for it because there's a reward behind that.
There you go.
You know, everything that the Lord has offered us to do for the betterment of ourselves, it always ends with some type of reward if you overcome it.
That's it.
So in that case right there, if you start to, you know, really commit to these things, commit to the Lord and the renewing of your mind of things, you know, that have you thinking a different way, that have you eating a different way,
That's
that
it.
have you doing everything that's just completely beneficial overall. You know, the Lord is not telling you to do these things to hurt you or, you know, piss you
Yeah.
off in any type of way. It's everything the Lord is telling us to do with ourselves is just to help us.
That's it. By your faith and your works.
You go hold 2 Timothy 2, start at 20. Start at 20. Start at 19, but bring that up, brother, and then I'm gonna get. Yeah, just bring that up.
All right. This is Proverbs 25:4. It says, "Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer."
Yeah, take away the dross from the silver, and that should come forth the vessel for the finer. And we understand that the dross, what is purging out, is basically those impurities, alright? That, which you know, that's part of that old man that we gotta put off. So we steadily going through this purging process, man, that we may become a vessel unto honor. But you can bring out that yeah
2 and 19, right?
yeah start at 19 and start at. You can read 21, stop at 22.
God, this is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 19. It says, "Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua standeth sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his, and let every one that nameth the name of a Mashiach depart from iniquity. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified, and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work."
Yeah, so you see that? It says, a vessel unto honor, sanctified, and meet for the master's use. Alright? And that's pretty much what we aiming for, man. When we put off that old man, alright, and we put on, you know, that growth mindset, alright, we growing, alright, and steady trying to get approved of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. Be holy, separate, alright, from the world, you know, from the deceitful, the deceit and the lust, alright, and the sinful nature, the sinful nature of these people in the world. You want to say something, bro?
Yeah, I want to say this because, you know, it said to be meat for the master's use, right? And that means, right, to pretty much be useful, okay? You become more useful to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah when you're more accessible, right? When the Lord don't have to battle your flesh, right, as much, okay? Because the spirit won't dwell in a man who's you know, going back into the world.
Disobedient.
Yeah, he's disobedient.
Yep.
You see, the spirit will get choked out, and so fear will leave you, man.
Yep.
You know.
It's in the same boat. We talked about it maybe like 2 weeks ago, was dealing with the Lord coming to sup with you. You know, so if he's not able to sup with you, why would he, you know, deal with you in any type of manner like that? He can't even get intimate with you, you know, as the women that we're supposed to be according to the scriptures. You know?
If I could say this too, because a chaste woman, wholesome woman, right? She usually can cook, clean, right? She's well mannered. So in turn, the man does what? He's, like you said, sups with her more. And that's the same way we are here, man. Right? Not being disobedient. Right? Keeping ourselves clothed with what? With this word. You see? Covering our nakedness with the word. What you got, La?
You can bring that up for Sirach.
This is the book of Sirach. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Yeah, gold is trying to fire, that purification process, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. All right. And how do we become acceptable? Because the brother just read it. All right, in the 2 Timothy 2:21. All right. Basically, uh, fighting to be meat for the master's use. All right. That's an acceptable man unto the Lord. All right. And what the point was, read it one more time.
For gold is tried, Sirach 2 verse
Yep.
5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Yeah, the furnace of adversity. And that adversity is put upon us what? To help us purge that man off. That adversity is like the main part of the purification process. Right? Because that's the only way we grow. We only grow from adversity. You wanna say something?
And I was thinking about it from a physical standpoint when Daniel with the three holy children in the fire, they had to go on that, they had to be put in that furnace to go and test their faith. And once they came out of it, they grew their faith.
Yep.
So that's like the same way with us. We're in that fire, but out of that, we're gonna come out with a greater faith.
Mm-hmm.
If I can say this real quick, it's the same with exercise.
Yeah.
Right? And I know you know this pretty well. You're well versed in the gym world. Right? When you bring stress upon your muscles, okay, that creates what? That creates room to grow. Right? You're breaking the bounds of the strength you have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when you rest, right, your muscles get bigger. Right? So the Lord, he's basically working you out spiritually. You see?
Yep. And I heard, I'm not too sure about it, but I heard when you exercising, right, and you work on a particular specific muscle,
Mm-hmm.
you basically break down the old tell like the old muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it breaks down, alright, and then after you rest, alright, it grows back and it heals and it becomes stronger.
Yep.
Alright, and that's what the definition starts to show. Alright, that's what you become strong at. Alright, you get broken to pieces first, alright, and then when you grow back and come back, you're twice as strong.
Yeah, I want to say this because that's why I tell you, in the scriptures that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times,
Mhm.
because you've been spiritually working out. Basically, you have a time to spiritually work out the Lord, and for each man is different. The goal is the same. You see, to endure what's coming. And like this brother said, when what this lesson is all about, breaking down that old man, right? Because the old man won't survive in Jacob's trouble, right? He won't survive when those nuclear missiles hit.
Mhm.
You see, but if you allow the Lord to, basically be your spiritual coach, all right, workout partner, you'll be just fine. You'll be level-headed. You'll understand how to maneuver in those days. I don't want to get off topic, but I just want time for a certain you guys.
Yeah, and it's imperative, alright, that we put him down because that old man can't get on a chariot.
That's right.
Alright, so we gotta put him down because we gotta get saved out of this place, man. We gotta get beamed up. Alright, our bodies gotta get changed. Alright, that's the only way.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta dwell in righteousness, man, and be holy, separate from this people.
You got to get it in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. It tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
It literally tell you. Real quick, and I think Dr. Doc, you got something too.
Yeah, let me get it.
Real quick, this 1 Corinthians 15 and 50, and it says, "Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption."
Mm-hmm.
You see, these bodies are corruptible. We're not taking nothing on the chariots. You see, but in order to get on the chariots, you must go through that spiritual fire that this brother was talking about. And that's it.
Yeah, you can't just be willy nilly nigga, bro. Just willy nilly. Come on, man. We gotta practice. Alright, we gotta rehearse the righteous act. Alright, that we may be acceptable unto the Most High, and that's the goal. Alright, to do it and that's how we endure unto the end.
Right.
Because the scriptures say only those who endure unto the end shall be saved. Alright. Listen, once we leave this hedge, it's like, bro, how? Cause that's when he definitely gonna take over. The scriptures say about how when a man go back into the world, 7 more 7 more demons,
Mhm.
I stronger, I come and jump on them.
And that's
So
7 going to completion.
completion.
You become a complete bug out.
Yeah, man. When a dog returns to his own vomit, man. All right. You just eating the shit that was corrupting you, that you spit out. All right. Because you can't come in this thing and just think, oh, I can go do this. You know, I'll come back, man. I wouldn't even try that. I wouldn't even chance it. All right.
Would you want your woman to go out and fucking and cheat?
Yeah.
Have a hall pass or whatever, but then call it, they come back to you after she done did 20 dicks. Like, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Done. Can't.
Scram. Scallywag. Yeah, man.
That's it. I guess so. It says here, Psalm chapter 51 and verse 7 said, purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. So watch me, and I shall be whiter than snow. So we know that hyssop going into that ancient, a plant they used to use back in Bible time when they used to wash and clean, you know, make you cleaner. But what now what's cleaning us now is this word, this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, making us, you know, more refined, making us that fine gold the Lord is looking for when he get ready to return. Verse 8 said, make me hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. So that's exactly what we get ready to do. We get ready to rejoice. The Lord get ready to put us back in our first estate. You know what I'm saying? Because of being get better and better, it's more clear and obvious you are the men of the Lord. Stand out how we by ways comes and standing what bolder than a lions. And also, you know, we are standing on our watch. We stand on fire for your how about you know shot. Verse 9 it said hide thy face from my sins and blot out all my iniquity. So when the Lord returns, we want our sin to be, you know, blotted out. You know what I'm saying? We want to be a part of that number, you know what I'm saying? The 144, you know what I'm saying? We want to be with the Lord, you know what I'm saying? We don't want our transgression, our sin following us, you know, because they say your works and your sin, they follow you, you know, when the Lord returns. So we want to have that good report. That's what we're looking for. Verse 10, it said, to create in me a clean heart, O power, and renew a right spirit within me. So that's exactly what we're doing, you know, putting off the old and putting on the new, you know, getting that right spirit within us. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we looking forward, man, to the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. You know what I'm saying? First, it's a people first, then a place coming up next. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a physical place very soon, spiritually right now. You got something?
Nah.
Okay. Verse 11 said, Psalm chapter 51 and verse 11 said, cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. So exactly every day that's asking the Lord, take not your Holy Spirit from me, Lord. Have mercy upon me, Lord. You know, make me better, Lord. You know, that, you know, I can constantly, you know, do the will of the Lord each and every day. Constantly, the best of our ability. We know we only can rehearse the righteous act, but we're going to do it the best of our ability. You know, at least put forth the effort. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the Lord, they're going to do it each and every day. That fine gold with the Lord is refining. He's coming back for the elect. You got it, man.
Yeah. Kyle, this is just a quick one. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and 11. It says, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Speak on it.
Kind of read it one more time.
1 Corinthians 13 and 11. It says, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Yeah, and when we enter into this truth, man. All right, we liken unto little bitty babies. We still little children. All right, and from the time you enter, all right, you start to grow. All right, the Lord gonna throw some battles and tests and hardships your way. All right, some adversity your way, and it's gonna build you up, man. It's gonna build you up from becoming a child over time. You're gonna get a little bit older. All right, you're gonna get a little bit more responsible, a little bit more mature. All right, able to handle, greater things, greater responsibilities, man. All right, you get built up in the spirit. You become stronger here, stronger there. All right, you put off certain things you used to do in the world. All right, it's all about that growing. All right.
I'm gonna say this because, and you know, Jake just be wondering how to older brothers and shit be on their trail, and that's how. All right, Jake gauges your time in the truth and see where you at, and be like, man, you should have been and put this off, right, within your first, 1, 2, 3, your
Whatever
third
time.
year. You supposed to be in, put this off, man.
Yeah.
All right, but we obviously we understand that each man has his own battles and things of that nature, but you could tell, man.
Yep.
Jake ain't praying as much, reading as much, because when you start to pray more, read more, eat better, all right, change your surroundings, your spirit start to increase. Jake start bringing out you know more dark parables. They start going into the different things deeper. All right, Jake started because we all have different precepts that we like and shit like that. All right, but Jake started when you started actually get down with your sword. It could be seen, but that's also the process too. That's a side effect, all right, of going through that purging process. You submitting unto the Lord, and He start to deal with you. You got it out.
Yeah, and we talk about how wisdom try it.
Yeah,
Where is that?
that's in Sirach.
Yeah, the brother could get it, y'all can find it.
Yeah, I have to put it right quick.
Yeah, but it talks about how wisdom tries us. Because when we enter into this truth and the real little bitty baby, the wisdom the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, that we have to, because we have to be tried in order for that to grow.
Right.
The spirit first got to be working with you, and then the adversity has to come, and you have to use what you have in order to overcome those battles. So you gotta wisdom gonna deal with you a little bit harshly, for you to what? To grow. But it's for you to grow. But it's a lot of times an uncomfortable situation, but that's where the growth happens at, when you uncomfortable. Because exercising don't feel good. When you actually doing a rep, sometimes you get tired, your muscles get tired, and you wanna put the weights down or whatever. But that's where the growing happens. That's what happens when you working out something. Because we continuously building our feet. Building up in this area, building up in that area. And sometimes it be uncomfortable because we have these hardships on us. We going through this in our life, and we going through this, and it's just like damn. But through it all, we still building. It's still building us up, man. But as soon as you give up, then what happens? What happens when I say you a bodybuilder, right? You got a whole regimen of working out weekly, and then you have that for years, and then what happens when you just stop, man? You lose all your progress. You become like, you can see, bro. I done seen people who had like the physique in that definite tone, and then they just stop, and then they just look plain, like they just look like nothing. They don't have no structure to them, to they how they used to their muscle. They just look, how can I say it, feeble looking, man. Like you don't see no muscle or nothing, man. It just look just plain and just but that's what happens. When you just let that old man take over, man. You become weak and feeble, in the spirit, because he ain't dealing with you no more.
I found it.
Come on, go ahead.
It's Sirach 4 and 17, and it reads. Let me see. Do I want to?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna start right there. It says, Sirach 4 and 17. For at the first you will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and shew him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin.
Yeah, so we got to get tried, man. And we know wisdom. We know what Yahweh Shai is proving us anyway. We know Yahweh Shai proving us the wisdom that we get. We get tried. Read it one more time, bro. 17.
I'm gonna keep going too a little bit, but it's
go back to 17, bro.
Yep. Verse 17, it says, "For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him
Yeah.
and torment him with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws."
Yeah, adversity. All right, so the wisdom has to what? Prove us that she may be able to continuously dwell with us, man. All right, next verse we read.
You want me to go all the way down again?
Read 18.
Yep. I'm going to just go down.
Come.
It says, verse 18, it says, "Then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and shew him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin.
Yep.
Observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is a shame which is glory and grace." And I just wanted to bring that out because a lot of the things that brothers go through, it, like you say, is uncomfortable. Shit is uncomfortable. It's embarrassing. You like, and that embarrassment be the thing that keep Jake from progressing, and then ultimately those people end up falling out the truth. But it tell you to not be ashamed. You see, we all done went through, some
That's right.
sort of shamefacedness, man. And we gonna go through more.
That's it.
Nobody know what we gonna go through,
Right.
So when you
get put to death.
yeah. So when we going through these different hardships, okay, man, take righteous pride in that, right? That the Lord is dealing with you. It hurt, but fuck it. Hey, you getting stronger.
Only for a little while.
Yeah, and you go through that, man. You go through that, and you get embarrassed or whatever. You're like, damn, man, I'm tripping. All right, but guess what grows from that? You become humble.
Yeah.
You get humiliated.
Yep.
All right, and you become what? You become humble, man.
Better person.
All
Strong.
right, and you grow from that.
Because this truth will puff your head up
Yeah.
if you allow it to. And that's why the Lord, have to knock brothers down off their high horse. Not saying, Jake is just getting the big head out on purpose. No. It's through the spirit of the Lord that he knock you down, man.
I got something to go with what we're talking about. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 12. It said, "Beloved, think it's not strange concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you." Just like, we've been saying, you're going to go through a whole lot of ups and downs, trials. You might lose every damn thing. You might go to the job, somebody might not like you or whatever like that. Say, man, why is everyone against me? So things like that is going to happen. So the Lord is constantly, building us up, through these fiery trials. You're going to be tried. The Lord going to knock you on your ass. You got to get back up. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? The Lord going to chastise you, We can't, no way around it.
Yeah,
No easy road.
You can't skate your way through the truth.
You
man.
can't.
All right?
You can't.
There's no skating through the truth.
You're right.
If you haven't gone through something yet, all right, hey,
It's
it's coming.
coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
All right? It said, don't be surprised, man.
Don't be
Basically.
surprised. Read that again.
Go ahead.
It said 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 12, it said, "Beloved, think not it's a strange concerning the fiery trial, said, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you." So don't be surprised.
Yep.
When all sorts of things go to happen in your life, you might lose your job, you might lose your entire family. You might get put in a FEMA camp, might be facing death. But in the end, we still got to be constantly, trust and believe in your how about you child. But we're gonna get to the finish line. Like some people say, "Oh man, everything's good, everything is fine." But guess what? The fiery trial get ready to come to try you. Everybody gonna get tried, get purged.
I'm gonna say this too, right quick. I know you got a precept, huh? Yeah. Real quick, I'm gonna say this, all right, because through that, it's like a talking stage with wisdom. All right, Sophia, she gonna go through a talking stage with you, figuring you out. All right, how you get down, and just basically she's observing your patterns, your habits, the things you do. All right, the way you move, how you think. Okay, and then once it's understood that there's certain things that's going on with you that it's gonna basically make that relationship end. She's gonna attack that thing. You see that because it be blockages that's gonna prevent you from proceeding through the truth, man.
it.
So just like what that brother was saying, when those strange things start to happen, the lesson behind it, because it's ultimately is something that happened to you don't happen to you for no reason.
That's it.
It's all to teach you a lesson. That lesson is imperative to your survival in this truth. So it must be learned, by any means necessary. But you got it. I ain't want to, be long-winded.
This is 2 Timothy 2:3. It says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. No man that war entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for his mastery, yet is not he not crowned, except he strive lawfully."
Yeah, see what that hardness says. You can read it again, though. I'm gonna see for hardness. 17.
This is for hardness.
G 2553. Kakapatheo.
Kakapatheo. And it goes into suffer, endure, evils, hardships, troubles, to be afflicted.
Adversity. Yep. Come on, you can read it again, though.
And this is
Verse 3.
2 Timothy 2:3. It says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach."
Yeah, man. It's in the NLT. It says to endure suffering. We know that that hardness is going into what? Adversity. Alright? But in order to get be acceptable to the Most High, man, He has to prove us first. And that's how we get proven. Alright, because when that gold going through the fire and it's getting purified, alright, if it don't make it through the purification process, alright, it's not worthy to be counted as a treasure. You just cast it off. Alright? We want that perfect, and that's what this is a process of. It's a process of it's a prelude to us actually becoming perfect, man. Alright? And we're gonna be perfect by maintaining this faith and this truth, man. Because throughout our walk, we're gonna constantly have the battle. Alright, so if we can hold on to the truth, alright, until the end, what that means all along we was worthy, man. We was worthy vessels, man. Alright? Because we steady getting purified. You know? What y'all brothers got?
I got it right quick. It says, Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 10, it said, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So, and knowledge of the holy is understanding." So that's the main ingredient right there. Fear of the Lord. That's the foundation for wisdom. It starts there. You got to fear the Lord. And also, you got to be able to trust the Lord. And also, you got to have faith. You know what I'm saying? That it's impossible to please Yahweh Bashim outside. You don't have faith. And plus, start right here. Let's read once again in the NLT. It says, Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 10, it says, "Fear of the Lord is the foundation of wisdom." It said, "Knowledge of the Holy One results in good judgment." So that's exactly what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Be able to discern, you know what I'm saying, right from wrong, constantly, building up that spiritual bank account of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. When the Lord returns, will He find our faith on the earth? Yes, He will. The elect. You know what I'm saying? That's when we get purged every day. You know what I'm saying? Standing tall. You know, constantly stand on fire for the Lord, constantly doing His will each and every day, constantly getting better and better. You know what I'm saying? Till the Lord return. You know what I'm saying? That's how we constantly asking the Lord, "How long, O Lord?" We ready to get out of here. You're not ready to rule. You get ready to die. You got it. Yes, sir.
This First Peter. We brought this out 1 and 7.
I don't think so.
It's First Peter, chapter 1, verse 7, and it reads. Let me go up 1. It says, "Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through the manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua Mashiach." Yeah, and that's what it's all about, man. That polishing that faith. Okay, after, let me get that word polish. I'm gonna grab that, but you can speak on it right quick.
Yeah, and that's basically the fight. When you become a servant of the Lord, you gotta become acquainted with fighting.
Yeah.
Alright, because when we enter into this truth, alright, we fighting constantly. We never stop fighting, man. As soon as you give up on fighting, alright, that's it.
It's over with.
That's it. We gotta constantly fight because that's how we constantly grow, alright, and show the Lord our love toward him, man. We're gonna constantly fight. As soon as you give up, alright, then you lost it.
Now I got that word polished, right, in the online etymology, and it reads, it says to be made smooth, right, elegant, okay. And if the scriptures liken us into what, lively stones, you're not gonna put the raw ore on your fucking chain, right? That's not appealing. That's, you know, if you don't have anything yet. The beauty about gold is when it's polished, when it's refined, when the actual quality, right, is increased through what? Through that purging process. But because you have a purging process, then you have what? You have a shaping process, then you have a polishing process, man. And we going through all of those. You got it.
Yeah, and then after those processes, what? You got the finished product.
The finished product,
Yeah.
like that. Like what that brother got on, you see, it didn't come out the ground just looking like this, right? No, it had to undergo different processes.
You had to give a fine, man.
Mm-hmm. And that's the same with us. You got it.
Just in that same chapter, 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 13, it says, "Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you as the revelation of Yahushua Mashiach, as obedient children, not fashioning yourselves according to the form of lust in your ignorance, but as he which had called you is holy, but as he which had called you is holy, so ye be holy in all manner of conversations." So, you know, the Lord calling us here, man, and the word holy goes into being separate. All right, so that you separating yourself away from this world, that's the whole purpose of us to be here. You know, we don't want to be caught up in these missiles, and it's hard. It's easy to not get caught up with the missiles when you can separate yourself from the pack. All right, but if you in that same flock of you know, birds of a feather flock together, if you in that same flock of demons and devils, it'd be hard to recognize anything different. So you get the same judgment as them.
I'm gonna read that word. What it was? Conversation. Conversation. What? Right, and we know it. It's anastrophe, but I just want to grab it, you know, for edification's sake. And it reads: manner of life, conduct, behavior, deportment. All right, and that's something I wanted to speak on too earlier, and it came full circle. All right, when you start to look at the ways of the world press down on 2/3, and it forces them to what? To be the way that they are. All right, and that's the beauty of this word, because the word is giving us the opportunity to be broken free from those. It's basically like spiritual chains on those people. All right, we have been freed from it, and when you go back into the world, it's like you putting chains back on you. You don't want to be freed from the pressure of the world, you know. But going into that word anastrophe, when you start to stray away from doing things that the world do, it gives the Lord more time to deal with you and polish you. You can't be polished when you. That's like you refining gold, but then you dip it in mud to fuck. You just dip it in mud. Like what's the point of that? Yeah, you going backwards.
About you back as well too. You know, you could equate that similar to the account of Moses. You know, bringing us out of Egypt.
Right.
You know, people, they wanted to go back after a while. After things started getting too hard and things started getting crazy, they lost faith. You know, that's pretty much 2/3 of our people now. They want to go back and put them chains. They think it's easier and better to abide under this system of this devil. You know, be slaves, be corporate slaves. You know, rather than put in the work and separating yourself and being that faithful servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
A lot of them got the mindset of this world, like, you know, you go to Luke chapter 17. So remember Lot's wife, you know, when she looked back, you know what I mean? She got what totally destroyed. So that's the mindset of our people, you know, they of the world. We're not of the world. You know, the Lord put us separate. You know what I'm saying? So you got to come out of that mindset. If you don't, you'll be totally destroyed. We got to come out of that total rejection. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And also, we got to constantly fire. I got one right quick for you. It says here, Ecclesiasticus Sirach, chapter 4 and 28 says, strive for the truth until death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So we got to strive, you know what I'm saying, to attain, you know what I'm saying, the eternal weight of glory. So let's go into that word, quick Google search, strive. It says here to make great efforts to achieve or attain something. So what we trying to attain? The kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. That's why we got to strive until death, until the Lord, he's getting ready to fight for us. We're going to stand still. The Lord's getting ready to put everything back into order. That's what we fight for, that crown. You know what I'm saying? We ready to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want that sense of normalcy, but it's not, nothing is going back the same. You got it, bro.
This is James 1 and 21. It says, wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted words which is able to save the soul. And, you know, if you put away all these things of the world and lay apart all these excessive, filthiness and stuff like that, this word could be able to save your soul. So you'll have that. You'll be able to be redeemed when that time comes.
And that's the only way we can save our. You can't. A nigga not gonna have this truth, bro. Like, what they have, I'm gonna correct myself, because they got men who know the truth, and are really niggas at heart. But a 2/3 nigga ain't gonna have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Alright, so that's the only way you can have it is if you put off those things, man. You come out of that naughtiness, alright. It's the superfluity, it says, alright, and you dwell in righteousness, man. That's the only way that you can obtain and then hold and keep, alright, the ways of the Lord, of the Spirit, man.
I want to bring this out because, like I said, I had a couple things when we first started, but I want to bring this out because the brother spoke on it. The benefits of following after the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. It's clearly stated right here in Proverbs chapter 3 and 1, and amongst other places, but this the most vivid. It says, my son, forget not my law, but let not thine heart block it, but let thine heart keep my commandments, for length of days and long life and peace shall they add unto thee. And I'm gonna jump down. Let me see. Verse 13, and it reads, happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding, for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof of fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all things thou canst desire are not to be compared to her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways of, that's really the point. But hey, there's things. You want me to read that?
Yes.
Come on. Verse 17, it says, her ways are ways of pleasantness, and her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. But those are the benefits, amongst other things, that wisdom brings, man. Okay? That following, after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and reforming yourself. All right? Those are the benefits that it brings, man. You got it out.
Yeah, that verse 17 says her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. Now look at it. We see these niggas out there, these YNs and all that. They clearly don't have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord, man. These niggas they dying as teenagers. They can't, but the scriptures say her ways are ways of all her paths are peace. And it gives you length of days, man. You need knowledge and wisdom and understanding to survive, bro. These niggas lack it, and that's why they die. What they going to commit? What? They commit adultery. They commit murder.
Death.
Which all the wages of sin is what? Death, man. So they on a continuous path of death, a straight line, a freight train of death. You want to say something?
Yeah, if I can say this too, because even if it isn't imminent death, you also have what? When you follow after the ways of wisdom, you eat better. Right? You don't eat the things that are pertaining to death. You eat things that are pertaining to life, which in turn gives you life, gives you
It's the
lymphocytes.
same spiritually.
Yep.
Yep.
But you got it.
I got
Come,
some.
bro. Go ahead.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 1. It said, wisdom reacheth from one end to another mightily, and sweetly does she order all things. All right? And what y'all brothers going into, you know, these YNs, they ain't got no order. You know, they not in order with nothing that they do because they lack wisdom. You know, we was just talking about, briefly, brothers was talking about that trial with the queso dude and his pops and so on and so forth. If they had wisdom, they'll never be in that situation where the father would have to snitch on his son. You know, all of these things. But verse 2 says, I loved her and sought her out from my youth. I desired to make her my spouse, and I was a lover of her beauty. It says, verse 3, in that she is conversant with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. She magnified her nobility. Yea, the Lord of all things himself loved her. All right, so that should ring bells. If the Lord loved her, you should seek wisdom as well. And again, wisdom in the Greek is Sophia, you know. That's why it's mentioned her as a she. But verse 4 says, for she is privy to the mysteries of the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and the love of his works. For if riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things? You know, it worketh all things. It don't work some things. Once you receive wisdom, you basically receive everything. You know, and we got that account from Solomon. Solomon prayed for wisdom and received riches and everything that he ever desired in life. But verse 6, I'm going to read to 7. It says, and if prudence work, who of all that are is more cunning workman than she? And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues, for she teacheth temperance, prudence, justice, and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. You know, and that's the importance of wisdom, man. It's gonna set you, it's gonna stable your life, it's gonna stable your mind, it's gonna stable your spirit, you know, as long as you seek wisdom. You know, and again, going back up in the earlier verses, the Lord seeked it. So that should again ring bells that you should seek it too.
Yeah. You can read that verse 7 again too.
God, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 7. It says, if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues, for she teacheth temperance and prudence, justice, and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life.
Yeah, and it says her labors are virtues. Alright, so it's virtue, alright, in a laborious path, alright, that we labor in, man. Alright? Just because wisdom, we don't just get those things. Alright? We go through things to obtain it. But the point is we still get it.
Yeah.
Alright? And that's how we grow, man. Alright, because you can't just get temperance and prudence. The Lord just don't just hand it out and be like, okay, I'm gonna add all these spiritual what can I say? These spiritual
Attributes.
These spiritual attributes to you. Alright, and you gotta go through nothing to get it. Alright? We know that experience, alright, is it's the best teacher, man. It's essential. Alright? So what? We go through those adversities, alright, and we experience this thing, we experience that thing, alright, and then what comes from it, alright, it says the temperance, prudence, justice, fortitude, alright, and it says which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life, man. So going back to what that brother brought out, the Proverbs 31, Proverbs 3, I meant to say, it's far more better than rubies. It's nothing greater than wisdom, man. Like the brother said, when King Solomon, I had asked for the wisdom, he gained everything. Alright, so that automatically put wisdom on a pedestal of everything. It's the principle. It's the chief thing, man. Alright,
I got that too.
come on, bring it out. You got something?
Yeah, I got something right. Put the bag with
So like, I can get that word for you real quick. Virtue. The word virtue always got some smoke on it. It says virtues in online etymology. It says moral life and conduct, a particular moral excellence. It says force, strength, vigor, moral strength, qualities, abilities, moral strength, high character, goodness, manliness, valor, bravery, courage, in war, excellence. That was pretty much it.
Yeah,
But
man.
that's the virtue of wisdom.
That's it.
You know,
Yeah, that's heavy, bro.
everybody got it.
Okay. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33, going to that wisdom. You know, seek wisdom, you get you'll attain everything else. It says here, Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33 said, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Almighty and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. As he explained himself, seek the Lord first, the Lord will add everything else to you. You know what I'm saying? So, your spiritual gifts and attributes, you know, to make you whole. You know, so that's exactly what we got to seek first. It's the wisdom of Yahweh Shai, and everything else will be given unto you. You got something?
Yeah, and also, man, we gotta, seeking the kingdom first.
Yeah.
It also means, to be dead to this life, man, and make our bodies a living sacrifice. Basically, make the work of the Lord our main priority, man. We gotta live for the Lord, man. We gotta seek the kingdom of heaven first. Our conversation is in heaven, right? Sure. So, we have certain things in the world that are attached to us, man. But everything gotta revolve around what? This truth, around the Lord's word, man. All right, and then on the other end, all right, when the work is done, that's when the Lord gonna give us everything we desire on this side, man. That's when we get it.
That's it.
I got a quick one for you. Just back you up. Yeah. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's plain and simple, man. When you follow the law, statute, commandments, that means you're dealing with the wisdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, the word that he's been given to us to keep us comfortable, in these times, and to lift us up, to lift our spirits up, when we need it most.
Yeah, it's for our benefit.
Right.
It's the only thing that can keep us alive and well, man.
Right.
That's it. Anything else outside of serving the Lord is dead. That's it, bro. It's vanity.
Yeah. Solomon spoke of that too. Everything is vanity outside of this thing, man.
Yep. We go ahead and get that.
It's Proverbs 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 5, and it reads, "Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not. Neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she will preserve thee. Love her, and she will keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory. She shall deliver unto thee."
And it says wisdom is the principal thing. It's imperative that we have wisdom. It's the most important thing. I see they got these niggas, these 2/3 niggas, these rappers and the celebrities. They got all the money in the world, and don't have wisdom. Look at the situation with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
He got it, man. All the money. This come on, bro. But he don't have the wisdom of the Lord. So what? He ain't gonna be able to. It can't deliver him. He can't save himself, man, because he don't have the wisdom. To know how to maneuver. To know what. To have the type of discernment. To keep what he have. Now he got fired. He got fired from his job with the whole, the grape situation or whatever like that. But these men have all the money in the world. They on drugs and things of that nature. They got everything they could wish for except wisdom, except the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord, man. So it's all for naught, because it can't deliver you.
Book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 20. The root of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, and the branches thereof are a long life. Verse 21. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. Read the 23. Back in Sirach 1 and 22. A furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. Verse 23. A patient man will bear for a time.
It's a tear for a time. You start over, read 23 again.
That's it, man. That's where I was going.
Yeah.
You said tear?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? It's the same. It's the same name.
Yeah, the same thing.
Okay. This is Sirach 1 verse 23. A patient man will tear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him.
Yeah, a patient man will tear for a time. And afterward, joy shall spring up unto him. A patient man is going into what? A suffering man. We know patience is synonymous with what? Suffering. We suffering. We in hell. We in these chains of darkness. We going through these different adversities. We suffering, man. But when the suffering is over with, through the after the fight, if we can finish our course and finish the battle, and fight all the way to the end of the suffering, man, that's when the joy gonna spring up. The true joy, when we actually get what we've been working for, man. Because it's actually a reward, behind suffering. Not everybody can go through the suffering, man. Hopefully, us brothers are of that number, the ones who can make it through all the trials and tribulations, man, and endure to the end, that we may be of the elect. But that's when that true joy gonna spring up, man. When we get those crowns, man. When Yahweh Shah is crowning his men. See something?
I was just gonna say, like I say in the scripture, the servant is not greater than his Lord. So we gotta suffer the same things as Yahweh Shah.
Yes, he had to suffer, to get his to get on the right. He had to prove himself to the Most High, man. Yahweh Shah had to prove himself. That was a test of faith. All right. So we're no better, man. We gotta steady get our faith tested, until we get what we've been working for.
Like you said, that the Lord was he was acquainted with grief.
Acquainted with grief, and I just said earlier, we gotta be acquainted with fight, man. You know, as you go ahead with your.
This is Proverbs 8 and 11. It says, "For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not compared to it." Showing you that this wisdom and this knowledge and all this, it's far comparable to over anything. I said this is the best thing you could have in these times.
Yeah. In Isaiah 33:6, it tells you knowledge, wisdom. So yeah, it should be the stability of our times, man. The wisdom of the Lord, though. Not the wisdom of men, the wisdom of the Lord. Because the scriptures say, riches ain't gonna profit you in that day. Yes, and that's definitely gonna be a day of wrath and judgment, man. Where we gonna need wisdom, man. Ain't gonna all the designer clothes and all the fancy clothes Jake wished for, it ain't gonna be able to save your life. Ain't nobody gonna give a damn about what kind of car you driving, when your life on the line. We're gonna need the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord, man. That's why it's far more better than rubies. This is the only way we can get out of here, man.
No, I just want to read that. You quoted it, but they got an important part at the latter end. Isaiah 33:6, and it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure."
Yes.
You see? So we just went into what? That brother just said, hey, wisdom is knowledge, wisdom and understanding is greater than rubies, silver, gold. All right? It says that's his treasure, the fear of the Lord. And obviously, if you fear the Lord truthfully, wholeheartedly, all right, you're going to be, wisdom going to deal with you.
Yeah, wisdom is the greatest treasure you can have.
That's just the bottom line.
That's it. Yep. And also because it's spiritual. Alright? Carnal things can only get you so far, bro. Alright? But who can do something with something that's spiritual, man? Alright, that's given down from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Can't a man do nothing with that? Alright?
I can't do nothing with you.
That's it. At all, man.
Because you backed by the Lord.
Yes.
When you start dealing with wisdom, man.
I got one quick to go with what you just saying, what y'all both were saying. It said, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 5 said, "If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, said, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things?" So that right there, you got the true riches right now. Said what the rich sit in what low place. You know what I'm saying? We rich. You know what I'm saying? We there. Somebody got something? I love that cool breed.
This is Matthew 6 and 19, and it says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasure upon the earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where is your treasure, For where your treasure is, that where your heart will be also.
Not ask the brother to bring that out just to back you up, to the point that you mentioned that anything else they could touch. They could touch your money. These thieves, this devil, they could do anything. Touch your bank account. They could take away, throw you, cast you in prisons, and so on and so forth. But the one thing that can't be touched is the wisdom and the works that we're doing, that we are applying, and we laying it up for our kingdom to come.
Yeah, because bro, in a roundabout way, we understand the law have to sanction it, right? But we can even get touched. Because men are gonna be martyrs, men are gonna die for this truth. Physically on this side, we can be touched. But even in that, we know that's not the end all be all, because we have stored up those spiritual treasures that and those good works that nobody can do nothing with, man. So even in that, we still live, man.
Yeah, and just how in that time we coming into the physical money is not gonna be able to help us. But since we've been building up our treasures in the heavens, whenever that time comes, we can pull from that spiritual bank account and be able to get through these hard times.
Yeah.
I got something real quick. Just because we spoke on it, because we got a little bit meet up in it with King Solomon, that prayer. This is 1 Kings 3 and slide it. 1 Kings 3 and 9. Just the beginning of King Solomon's prayer. It says, "Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people?" And the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, "Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked for riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. And if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days." And one of the words that stuck out right here in verse 13, it says, "And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor." We read in that Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8, that's part of the virtues, the honor, which the virtues, it ran into a couple more words in that, but it's just so many things that comes with that wisdom, knowledge, understanding given from the Lord. And then verse 14 talks about at the end, "I will lengthen thy days." That's the result of having wisdom, having Sophia with you. I got nothing.
I get see something right quick, something come to mind right here. Revelation chapter 16 and verse 15. Get this right quick. You gotta have this garment on. It says here, Revelation chapter 16 and verse 15, it said, "Behold, I come as a thief." It said, "Blessed is he that watches and keepeth his garment, lest he walk naked and they see his shame." So that garment goes into his knowledge. Who is blessed and who is constantly watching. The one that attained this wisdom and this knowledge. That's going to sustain us in these times of trouble. Like these 2/3, they walking around here, they're naked. They don't have the wisdom. They still acting just like, ninjas and whatever else. They lovers of this world. You lovers of this world get ready to pass away. That's why you got to keep that garment on, starting with that wisdom. That's going to sustain us. You want to go ahead and bring it up.
This is 1 John 2 and 15. It says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loveth the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, it is not of the Father, but of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever." And the reason why you don't want to be lovers of this world, because if you're a lover of the world, you're pretty much enmity with the Heavenly Father. You go against it.
That's it. Right, that's it. You know, a lot of people love this world right now. They want that sense of normalcy. You know, a lot of people still want these riches, reputations and stuff like that. But hey, it's not gonna be a hill of being. You know what I'm saying? Yet they head lifted and places to repent. You know, it's time to seek the Lord. But we running out of time. The Lord's getting ready to destroy this place. You know what I'm saying? You got it, man.
Yeah, it's Revelations chapter 2 and 25. And it reads, but that which you have already, hold fast till I come. Who do we have already? It's not listening and understand.
That's it.
All right? Basically, we had to know how to survive. All right? That's been given by what? The power in the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. You know? All right? It reads, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. You see? So not only will you gain salvation, but you're gonna gain what? Power over the nations. Like this brother was saying earlier, those new bodies, okay, dominion over the planet Earth, immortality. Yeah. The list goes on and on, man.
Everything everything that's to be desired, we gonna have it.
That's right.
Everything. All right, but it's talking to, it says, and he that overcometh. All right, so it's talking to those who can overcome what everything that we go, these battles we fight, man. The adversity, the hardships, the trials and tribulations, man. All right, it's talking to the men who can overcome those things, because the men who endure to the end, that's gonna be that's the men who gonna overcome those things, man. All right, and that's how you obtain it. All right, enduring to the end, overcoming, fighting. All right, soon as you start fighting, you lost. That's it. That's it, man.
That was it. That's all I had right there.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, but got something else to bring
Yeah,
up.
I got a quick one for you. This is the I'm trying to get in there too. But this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 1. It says, who is as the wise man who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom maketh his face shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. You know? And again, with that, the Isaiah, you know, the wisdom and knowledge to be the stability in our time, you know, that's one of the first of wisdom. All right, it's going to keep you, you know, level-headed, you know, through all matters, you know, and that's the importance of it. The Lord knew what he was doing by emphasizing wisdom, you know, more than anything to get, because that's the key to our salvation, to get us out of this thing. You know, the Lord, all through the scriptures, the Lord is just dropping gems of, you know, how you should operate, how you should do this and a third. And then once you gather all this information and really put it into work of what you're doing, you know, that's what's going to help you at the end. You know, like, you know, brothers know in the sports world, you know, you with the lacrosse and everything, football, basketball, when the coach said that it was live, everything is live, that means that all of your training that you've been doing, it has to come into play. Because now you're liable to get your head knocked off if you're not, you know, paying attention of doing what you need to be doing. You know, but you both got it.
Yeah, it's going to come to a point, all right, where the things that we have been taught must show forth skill, right? We're gaining skill in basically surviving America. That should be a fucking TV show. The name of a TV show, Surviving America.
The valley of the shadow of death.
You know?
That's it.
Because, hey, we constantly being put in situations day in and day out that's going to basically draw out the things that we read, the things that we're practicing on. Okay? See, the Lord is a man of action. He's not a man of just talking. Every time the Lord spoke, right, there was action put behind it. Right? Before the flood, right? You had what? Sodom and Gomorrah. You see? Like in the book of Exodus, hey, the Lord spoke first. Then what? Action came.
That's it.
All right? So we men of the Lord willing, all right, we have to be about action.
That's right.
Our action is different though. Okay? The things we read and speak on these video epistles, all right, we must live those things. You see? Practice what you preach. That's a proverb of the world, but hey, we really live in that.
That's it.
And it shows, man.
I got
Go
the
ahead.
same thing in the NLT, Ecclesiastes 8:1. It says, "How wonderful to be wise, to analyze and interpret things." All right, that's what we're doing. You know, we analyze and interpreting, you know, everything that's around us with this wisdom and knowledge. But it
Yep.
says, "Wisdom lights up a person's face, softening
Mhm.
its harshness." You know, so ain't none of this really don't hit as hard to us that it would do to a regular nigga, to a 2/3. You know, just by us having that wisdom. You know, which that could go into that armor that the Lord has given us. You know, us putting on the this armor and the shield of salvation that the Lord has given us to fight this battle. You know.
Now just imagine, all right, when the lights go out, all right, when the famines come,
Mhm.
when the pestilences come, when Edom come through rolling up these streets, man.
Mhm.
Jake gonna, war is me.
Right.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tell you, hey, people's hearts gonna start to fail and fulfill, right? They're gonna go through basically a metamorphosis from a human to a fucking animal.
Yeah,
Just
you
like
too.
that. They're gonna revert to primal instincts. Because what? They have not the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You wanna say something?
No, I got a precept.
Oh, go ahead. Let's do it.
This is Romans 15:4. You know, going into how all these things that was written before time was written for our learning.
Yes.
And you going into how it's live and stuff like that. So whatever the coach is teaching you, I'm saying this is for our own good. And it says Romans 15:4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written for before time were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." You know, so all the things the Lord had given to us before time and the stuff that He given to us now is supposed to comfort us in this time right now that we living in right now, while we have grace and mercy. But whenever it comes to the tribulations, Jacob trouble and so on and so forth, you'll be able to endure it. You'll be able to have that hope, have that comfort to keep on pushing and enduring to the end.
Yeah, in the back of what you had said, bro. Because when those things happen, in Isaiah 33:6, that's why it always got to come out. Because when those things happen, man, imagine being a man of the Lord in that day. You're going to be able to keep a well-leveled head and keep a composure and still be able to think, man, and not go frantic in the brain. Because our people, 2/3 our people, and whoever else here, they gonna fear those things because what? They don't have any understanding of what's going on. As opposed to the men of the Lord, where we understand that this has to happen. We understand what's gonna be the calamities that's gonna come and what's gonna be common, and what's liable to happen in those days. We understand that. So that's what's gonna keep us in that day. We ain't gonna be just frantic and panicking. Because we know that ultimately the Lord is protecting us. And we closer and closer to our salvation, man. When those things truly start to happen on a high, magnitude like that, we know we almost there. And we gonna get through it because we're gonna have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Lord. It's like a light, that we just have to walk after. We just gotta follow it. Everything else is gonna play out how it's supposed to go, man.
I got something for you. In the same book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, but this is verse 8. I'm reading NLT as well. It says, "There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain a spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it." But in NLT says, "None of us can hold back our spirit from departing. None of us has the power to prevent the day of our death," which we know through the studies and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But it says there is no escaping that obligation, that dark battle, and in the face of death. All right, but it says wickedness will certainly not rescue the wicked. All right, because ultimately, us having this understanding and them continue to do wickedness, it's only going to lead one way to them. We know that with the works that we're doing, that if we was to be martyrs in this truth, if we was to fall short, that our works will follow. But again, that comes with the understanding, having understanding of these things. But again, what I just mentioned as well is that it's also the understanding that wickedness is not going to get you nowhere as well. That's just a first-class ticket to death.
Yeah. And that's another thing that's gonna be keeping us stable-minded also, is because leading up to then, Lord willing, we make it. But leading up to then, we're gonna know we have covering because we was doing what we were supposed to do. Before those times came, man. We gonna know that what, man. I've been a good servant. I got sacrifices and works. Spiritual treasures built up. And that's gonna be the time well, we gonna be able to use that, man. All right, so we're not gonna be all feared for our life, you know, because we know the Lord is gonna be protecting us, man, because we've worked for Him, all right, and we know He's gonna take care of His servants, man. Ultimately.
Mine kind of long.
I got the Galatians 6 and 7. Going into how the Lord knows our work and stuff like that. This is Galatians 6 and 7. It says, "Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall also reap the flesh of corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall reap life everlasting." Pretty much going into the Most High. He knows all your good works and He knows the wicked works. But you shouldn't be faint-hearted in that time, saying, "Oh, I don't know if I did this or did that." But the whole time, the Most High know your works.
Just to back you up, bro. Again, the Lord knows your works, and you got to have that faith that what you did was that. That you did enough. And that's the fear that we're working with the things that we're doing. Just the fact that we don't know if we're going to be chosen. The fact that we just got to continue to work until we see the Lord. That's fearful. But the fact that the Lord has given us the faith and the Spirit to continue to work.
And just by having that fear, it pushes us forward to keep on going. That's the fuel that have us to keep on doing what we're supposed to do, and even more. Even if we feel like we didn't do enough, in our spirit, we're gonna push ourselves to go even more. We're gonna go even harder than what we was the day before yesterday.
Yeah, Scripture tell you seeking 10 times more, right? And we ain't saved yet. You see, we go astray daily, not on purpose, but what? Unknowingly. But we trying to be better every day.
Right. Like what it was, like the quote that Kobe said, the battle not done, or I forgot what it was.
It's something that's not finished. Or some shit like that.
Pretty much that's the mentality. Yeah, pretty much that's the mentality you gotta have, in this time. You gotta keep on pushing.
It's not over till it's over.
Every race, every sports, every fight that they have is a bell or a whistle that tells you when everything is over. So the mentality that we gotta have is that we haven't heard or seen none of that yet. So, but in the meantime, just keep your head down and keep your hands on the clock.
It ain't over till the bad man fall.
Yeah.
He ain't fall yet.
Yeah.
And in the race, once you stop in that race, it pretty much counts as a disqualification. But the person was still, still pushed through in the end. Even though he probably didn't get nothing, but he still placed. He still did what he had to do.
A lot of people can't run from even though that man might not have got first, second, or third. Majority of the people in the stands, I would say 90% of the people in the stands couldn't do the thing that he did.
Right. And just by him finishing, I said whatever place, even though he pushed it to the end, they still respect him because he didn't give up.
Right.
And that's something that we all should look at and strive for. To not give up, to keep on pushing, because in the end, we gonna get what we gonna get our reward. For our trials and errors. And our what's the word? For our effort, we're gonna get something for our effort.
That's what matters. That's like once you get to the gist of things and really get to the deep matters, that's what you see that the Lord is only asking for. Man, give me effort. Because if we are sitting here and know that we're in the flesh, we can't do anything 100% right. We're not going to carry ourselves 100% right. So that only leads to one thing, that offending less, which it says in the book of Sirach, I believe it's chapter 19 or 17. But if we know that that's the purpose, is to offend less and show that effort, that's what we should do. It definitely sticks out to somebody that's giving effort and somebody that quits. That person that quit is going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, and that's just like in sports. Like you got Luka. He gives no effort on defense, bro.
Right.
And he sticks out. It's just crazy because the every time when the other team get on offense, they just pick on him.
Right.
And that's how they win a game. They pick on him because he gives no effort on defense, man. He's just a liability.
Right.
Right. So you stick out like a sore thumb.
Right.
I got this precept. Like I said, I really want to read the whole chapter, but Jake, you got to go home and do your own homework, all right? Because this embodies everything that we kind of going into. And look, when we hit 1 hour and 30, I'm gonna switch y'all to brother. Whatever topic he have, we gonna bring it forth. Well, so we got like 5 minutes left. But this is the Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10, and verse. I'm gonna skip around. It's a whole bunch of meat. Right, in a brief summary of this chapter, it's going into all of the times that calamities came. The first death, right, Sodom and Gomorrah, Egypt, as I said, and it's giving you the understanding that wisdom saved, right, the righteous. All right, so Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10, and verse 3, and it reads. Now I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "She preserved the first formed father of the world that was created alone, and brought him out of his fall, and he gave him and gave him power to rule all things." Talking about Adam. It says, "But when the unrighteous went away from her in his anger, he perished also in the fury wherewith he murdered his." No, Slaki, that's talking about Abel. It says he murdered his own brother. And that unrighteous is talking about Cain. All right. It says, "For whose cause the earth being drowned with the flood, wisdom again preserved it, and directed the course of the righteous in the piece of wood of small value." Talking about what? The great flood. Okay, Noah, his 3 sons, and their 4 wives. All right. It said, huh?
I said the first death.
Kind of first death. Yep. It says, I'm gonna jump down to. Well, fuck, I'm gonna keep reading. Verse 5. It says, "Moreover, the nations in their wicked conspiracy being confounded, she found out the righteous and preserved him blameless unto Yahweh, and kept him strong against his tender compassion towards his son. When the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities, of whose wickedness, even to this day, the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt is a monument of their unbelieving souls." All right, and that's going into what? Sodom and Gomorrah. It's telling you that Lot, he was saved because of his belief, man. All right, and ultimately, as I said, it's talking about wisdom, man. It said wisdom preserved. You see? All right, going down to verse 8, it says, "For regarding not wisdom, they get not only this hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, but also left behind them the world a memorial of their foolishness, so that in the things that were in they offended, they could not so much be hid. But wisdom delivered from pain those that attended upon her." All right, and I'm gonna jump down to verse 15, and it reads, "She delivered the righteous people and blameless seed from the nation that oppressed them. She entered." No, I'm gonna jump down to verse 17 now. It says, I'm gonna read through 16. It says, "She entered into the soul of the servant of the Lord, and withstood dreadful kings in wonders and signs." Now, when you start to like, that's why I said Jake need to just go home and read this, all right, because it's giving you an understanding that the things that we're doing right now has already saved men before, all right, and it's giving you the accounts. It's not just telling you that. No, it's showing you here, 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 here. Not once, not twice, not thrice, all right, but these are different accounts that wisdom has saved, all right, the men of the Lord. So what's different about this time? You see, it's just a bit. It's just more grander scale. That's all.
Whoever trusted in the Lord, we will find it.
No mistake of the son.
Now it says, verse 17, "Rendered to the righteous a reward of their labors, guided them in a marvelous way, and was unto them for a cover by day and a star and the light of stars in the night season. And that's pretty much it, man. Because like I said, Jacob had to read the whole thing, man.
That's it.
All right, but ultimately, man, when you start to understand, like, wisdom is not this mystical fucking being coming out the sky and just guiding you. No, it's the things that you have been taught in the law working with you, man. All right, ultimately being your deliverance. You see, which is who? Yahushua. Come on, man.
Yahweh Shai is with me.
That's right. But we could do the swap unless you had something. All right, we could swap.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to go into, it's all
I
right.
just like right now, the kind of like the link. Go back on what he was saying. Wisdom. We got to have wisdom or what's getting ready to come before. We know we come coming. Coming. Yeah, but I need some damn water. My tongue kind of dry.
You want to cold?
Yeah, but anyway, we see it right now. We got to use wisdom because right now we see we coming in these perilous times. And I advise that the only one that has that wisdom is the elect. One moment. So we coming upon these times and stuff. We see that we coming upon a war, great economic collapse. We see that the love of men is waxing cold. We seeing the vibration is changing. We seeing these things are happening right before our eyes. So we seeing these prophets speaking. So we got to have wisdom. We got to have that knowledge that come from who? Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So in the news, I was saying we're going to little prophecies, little events that's been taking place around the world. Like we're going to. I heard in the news that whereby the United States is moving two nuclear subs into Russian territory. We heard that today on the news. So that's kind of alarming. So the one that that's in the know is the one that got the wisdom. So we see it right now. We're getting very close to these war drums. You're constantly getting close to World War III, the last and final war right before the great and glorious return of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Get Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14.
I'm gonna grab this for you too,
Yeah,
quick.
So we're very close. Ain't no problem. Yeah, we get very close to these times. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is getting ready to bring that indignation, upon these nations, man. Also these 2/3. Judgment is now at hand. We get very close. These times, these perilous times are upon us, man. We constantly warn you, left and right. We got to have that wisdom.
Like it, brother.
That's it.
I got one.
He got Bayan got that revelation.
This is Revelations 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly.
So that's what we exactly seeing right now. We already know about World War II. It has passed. We see it now. We're coming upon the final war. You know what I'm saying? World War III. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing that things are constantly lining up. We're seeing that the chess pieces are lining up just like clockwork. So, just like that, that's very major. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't standing on your watch, you ain't gonna see that. So he's sending these submarines to what's called the appropriate region. So it's very close to the Russian territory. So we get very close. Things could just break out at any given time. But we know that they got to implement the RFD microchip, which in fact is the mark of the beast. Go to Isaiah chapter 34. I think it's around verse 2. The indignation of the Lord. Yeah.
I got a piece of it.
Yeah. You will get it.
I found it.
Go ahead.
This the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and 1. And it reads, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies.
That's it.
You see? Because this is not and I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna go down the folk. But nevertheless, this is not a light thing to link prophecy to the events that are going on in the world. This is we're talking about, we're reading an ancient clock. Basically, when you sit down and you think about it, we're actually reading ancient clock, because the prophecies, right, are also known as what? Tokens. These tokens are basically the dials on the clock. We're reading where we are in history or in time. Okay? But it reads, verse 2, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. Right? Because these parables are subtle to those that are unlearned. Right? These things are not made manifest, are made known to the people who haven't been given the eye salve to read these things. The book hasn't been opened unto them.
That's it.
You see? All right? This is a members only party.
That's it.
All right? Verse 3, it says, he will seek out the secrets of the grave sentences and be conversant in the dark parables. He shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel through the strange countries, for he has tried the good and the evil among men. All right? So ultimately, man, that's what wisdom does. Wisdom gives you basically the understanding of the world clock, the real world
That's
clock.
it.
All right? Not Jake, Esau got the doomsday clock, but that's for their demise. All right,
That's
we
it.
got a clock that asserts that.
That's it.
It gives you the beginning, the middle, the ending,
That's
and
it.
what's to come
What's
in
to
the
come.
future.
That's
But you
right.
got it. I just wanted to bring that out.
That's a good point. You know, that's why we have to constantly, stay meditating, in these prophecies. Because this is where we at right now, that spiritual clock. It only come from Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. The Lord, he never changed. He's the same from yesterday, today, and beyond. So that's where we at right now. We're seeing that the Lord is constantly revealing his secret to his servant, the prophet. Bring that out right quick. Amos 3 and 7. You get it? Yeah.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 7.
You see that? Yeah. We'll get that in a minute. What you got?
Amos chapter 3, verse
Okay, we'll
7.
get it in a minute.
Surely the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yashai, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets.
That's it. So the Lord would do nothing but reveal his secret to his servant, the prophet. The prophecy, this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding. That's what you got to have to sustain you in these times of trouble. Because we coming upon a perilous time, Jacob's trouble, the hour of testing, the hour of what? Temptation. We coming upon this. Everyone is getting ready to be tried. It's getting ready to be a global event like you have never seen before. So, you might be saying, oh, I don't have anything to do with it. No one is going to escape the hands of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. So we seeing that the war drums are beating. We seeing that the U.S. is constantly putting these nuclear submarines into place closer to Russia. So we already know that at some point that this thing is going to break out, but we know that the least of the flock should draw them out. So we are very close to this time. But we know that they got to implement this chip for this grain of rice. So we are very close. But the Lord is gathering the nation. He's constantly putting the chess pieces together. So let's get that Isaiah 34, and we start up at the top. We start up at the top, but the point is verse 2, what I want.
This is Isaiah 34 and 1. It says, come near, ye nations, hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations. His spirit is upon all their armies, and he hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
That's it. So the indignation of the Lord is upon all these nations. That's what the Lord is doing. We go to Ezekiel chapter 38, Jeremiah chapter 51, Jeremiah chapter 50, and many other scriptures will tell you that the Lord is gathering the nation. We're getting closer and closer to that time of trouble that we've never seen before. A lot of people, right now, still are relaxing in their leaves, still in this world, talking about trying to accomplish something, wanting to, make more money, have a bigger reputation. But right now, all these things get ready to come to an end. And also, we know we're coming upon a great economic collapse, end of the dollar, coming into this new digital infrastructure. So war drums are beating. Read that once again, Isaiah 34 and verse 2. Read that again. So the indignation of the Lord, the indignation also goes into the righteous anger of the Lord. The Lord ain't not going to be playing around. A lot of people keep playing around, but all the game's about to be over. Read that once again.
2.
Yeah, Isaiah 34 and verse 2. That's pretty straight to the point.
This is Isaiah 34 and 2. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations. His spirit is upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
That's it. That's what the Lord is getting ready to do, deliver them to the slaughter. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is constantly gathering these nations. We're seeing things rising up left and right. We're seeing the war drums beat. We're seeing the birth pain. You know what I'm saying? Left and right, things are happening. These events, one event behind another. Things are happening. That's why we always got to be watching. We got to be praying. Because we're coming at the end of our age, of an eon. That's where we at right now. Esau at the end of this earth thing, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. What you got, man?
Baba Kashai, if you could jump down to 16, I got
Oh,
another
you got something? Go get go. Yeah, okay.
16,
Right.
16, yeah, Baba Kashai.
Right.
This is Isaiah 34 and 16. It says, "Seek ye out the book of Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail, and none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered." You want to read down to 17?
Nah, that was pretty much the point of 16. You know, if just in backing up the brother, you know, ultimately this is words that the Lord is speaking. You know, and also backing up the brother Kalai, you know, he mentioned that, you know, this is basically that spiritual clock that we reading and locking down on, you know, just because the Lord said it. All right, but another precept I got to back that up, and what I just said, Isaiah 42 and 9, it says, "Behold, it's like 42 and 8, I am the Lord, Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them." You know, and that's that understanding, you know, that the Lord has given us, you know, of being on that watchtower and able to see all these things and understand all these things that's happening. All right, of all of these things that these things has been written out, and you know, it's playing out right now in the time that we're living in. But you know, the Lord at least gave us the understanding, and He's claiming, you know, He's stamping it that, you know, I've told you about all these things before.
That's it.
You know,
Before
it
that's
happened.
right. That's how he doing. He tell you through what his mouthpiece, the prophet. When you go to Ezekiel, get Ezekiel 3 and I think it's around verse 17. You know, where you know he said, "Watching." You know what I'm saying? He said, "Warn them from me." That's exactly what we're doing each and every day of these prophecies. You know what I'm saying? The signs of the time. They're here. They're right before our eyes. You know, a lot of people right now they just constantly in a mindset of normalcy. You know, everything is going to be the same. Everything is going to be all right. You know, just being you know, happy-go-lucky right now. La 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 la. And then all hell gonna break. You go ahead, you get it.
I tell you,
Yeah.
drinking
And being married. Yeah, we were going to that too. You know, these are the days of Noah. These people right now are asleep. It's time to wake your asses up, y'all. We're here. You know what I'm saying? All the games about to be over. People go around giggling and laughing. Got people past the camp, got some crazy Eve walking through here 3 and 4 times, just looking at us, mean mugging us. They just don't know she's getting ready to die. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to play no game. You know what I'm saying? Either you with your how about she out shot, or your ass is getting ready to be laid down even with the ground. You here?
I got that on as the days of Noah.
Okay, we're gonna get that Watchman right quick. I think it's Ezekiel 3 and 17. We'll bring that out right quick.
This is Ezekiel 3 and 17, and it says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, give them warning from me."
That's it. So the Lord said, I said a watchman. Who are the watchmen? The ones in the highways and byways. The one that you are scoffing and mock, still thinking that, hey, these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about. And it is happening right before your eyes. The Lord said, give them warning for me. That means get on your asses whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. We really don't even give a damn at this particular time, you know, because we see these things are constantly unfolding right before our eyes. As we speak, prophecies are constantly lining up just like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? We're living in the last days, whether you believe it or not. It's playing out real time. What you got there, Kalai?
Yeah, this is the book of St. Matthew's, chapter 24. And I'm a really start at 36. And it reads, "But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."
See, that's it. So right there, you know, we know what happened in Noah's time. You know, Noah preached for 120 years. What did those wicked black devils and whoever so-called black devils, what they did back then? Scoffing and mock. They laughed at him. So you building a boat on dry land. What is wrong with this man? This man is crazy. And then when the rain came, they would be trying to beat the door down. But what did the Lord do? He sealed it himself. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Because we coming right now. The door of repentance is closing. You know, right now. So we coming into another spiritual ark. You know, the Lord get ready to come with those chariots. You know what I'm saying? It's only one way out of here. It's up. You know what I'm saying? With eating and drinking and being married, giving in to marriage. You know, I think I'm gonna marry my wife once again. We gonna have a reception. We gonna, birthdays and all this the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And Lord, He's getting ready to destroy you. We coming upon that time. Keep telling you about World War III. We keep telling you about this digital society. What the hell are you gonna do when they take all your money out the bank? All that stuff got to be converted over to, got to be tokenized, digitized. All these things are coming into play. You got to trust and believe in your how about Shema Shai. What else you got?
You want to make a point or something?
Yeah. I want to make that point because you mentioning the times of Noah. When the first death happened, and the flood and so on and so
That's
forth.
it.
It's very similar to these times right now.
That's it.
Now we're into the second death, and now this one is about to be the second death dealing with fire.
That's
flame
it.
from these ICBM nuclear
That's
missiles.
exactly right.
But again, the Lord, people, I don't see how they not see the. Well, you can see how they don't see the similarity because they don't have the understanding. They ain't never opened the book to see that it is a first death and a second
death.
So they don't know. They can't look back like how we can and see the history of this is the same thing happening, but in a fire form.
That's it.
That's right. But I'm gonna say this too because you have people that actually know that.
Yeah, right.
But they can't see it or they don't understand it.
They don't understand.
They got people that say, "Oh, not in our lifetime." Yeah, he say that, but we not gonna see that.
That's it.
You see?
So in the meantime, let's just fuck off.
Let's just do whatever
let's
we
just do
want.
whatever. Everything will steady remain the same. But see, what we got to look at is this. A lot of people don't really understand it. This is going to be the lake of fire. We walking up and down it right now. America, Babylon the Great. This is the second death. If you love it here, that's why I say it all the time. You get ready to die here. There ain't going to be nothing but fire here. It's an IBCM missile, laser, and chariot fire from Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh. Whether you believe it or not, you already been seeing in the news that they're talking about this Dagu 7, about that object, getting closer and closer. They don't know what the hell it is. You know what I'm saying? But we knowing, we have that wisdom. We know those are the chariot of the Most High, our salvation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, what is going on? What the hell is going on? Well, you getting ready to find out. You know what I'm saying? Has Israel find what he's seeking for? You get ready to find out. You know what I'm saying? F around and find out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're very close this time. UFO sites are all across the world. You know what I'm saying? We see activity behind activity. Someone see a sighting pretty much every day. The W7, he brought out another report today. He was talking about, this large object over 7 miles long, even though that's small, considering that the chariot that the Lord is going to come on. That father shit is going to, it's going to damn near cover it's going to cover the whole entire earth. The Lord going to be, he coming with that great glory, great power. But a lot of our people think, hey, what are you talking about? Talking about some black man coming into space. Okay, keep laughing. Go ahead.
I got more in that. You want to make a point or something?
Somebody want to make a
No,
point?
I got more in this.
All right, good.
This back in Matthew 24 and 40. And I'm gonna get a portion of it in the NLT as well. All right, but it reads, then shall there be two in the field, one shall be taken and the other left. 2 women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour our Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in the watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore ye be also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then was a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over the household, to give them meat in due season. Let me see real quick. It says, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known, and what did I? Yeah, I just had read that. Slack it. I had switched back over to my my Bible. I don't like reading through the phone.
Yeah, makes you.
But that's really the point.
Yes,
Man. That's the point.
So basically, you got to be watching. You get prepared. The devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. Go ahead, you got it.
One more verse. It says 46. Blessed is the servant whom his Lord when he cometh shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, he that shall make him a ruler over all his goods.
That's it. So yeah.
No, you can fucking
You keep going if you wanted to, but just like I said, it's a great reward is coming. Watch it. Having that sober mind. Seeing the signs of the times we're here. We're here. whether you believe it or not. As the days of Noah, it's the days of right now. That's what we're constantly warning you about, left and right. We get closer and closer to all hell breaking loose. In the middle of the Lord, we'll stand on our watch. We'll stand on fire for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. One thing about it, we already knowing that the famine of the word is fast approaching. I seen something on social media about whereby YouTube is getting ready to in order for you to bring, show your license, so it's going into this identity, going into surveillance, tracking, we constantly warn you about going into a new system, what is that, Palantir, big brothers watching. So a lot of these things get ready to happen. So we know that we're getting very close. A lot of people are going to be kind of reducting to show their driver's license. Who the hell want to, Jeff, on YouTube, you need to show your driver's license before we can verify to see who you is and all this. Hey, we already know where it's going. You got something?
No, I wanted to say this because you have them cameras right now that they putting up. I forget what the name is. It starts with an F. The Elder Yakana was speaking on it, and I think we showed a brief video in one of the live lessons we had there, but all it takes is a software download to change those particular cameras to what? Surveillance cameras.
There you go.
It's just technology. They say it's for what? To watch the license plates and things of that nature. But when you driving around, I don't know if brothers do that, but I'm always looking at where these cameras are pointing. The color of them, the different. They all have different operations, but once they just send a signal through that shit, it turns from a traffic controlling device to what?
Surveillance.
Surveillance.
That's it. But
Going back to what you said.
You're going into that, like when you go into that acronym or smart, you're going into surveillance, going to monitoring, I think it's going to analysis, reporting, and technology. So that's where we at right now. So it comes to setting up these things all around. A lot of our people out here twerking, having a great old time, talking about boots on the ground, all this crazy ass shit. Your ass getting ready to load your ass up on one of these damn buses and take your ass with that facility down there in the Florida. See, they lying all this shit talk about for these migrants. No, it's for your black ass. They coming for us. You know what I'm saying? That's what we constantly warn you, left and right. We seeing how all this going. We seeing everything is lining up. This devil, he's getting ready to roll. What are you talking about? I love the white man. Okay, you keep on. You gonna die right with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's what we pissed off. We ready to get the hell out of here. A lot of you wicked ass Negro, wicked Eve, you wicked Latino and stuff. Y'all for this. You know what I'm saying? Let's get along. Let's try to build and grow together. Look here, man. That's over with. America is finished. This place is circling the drain. That's what we constantly seeing. So we already seen that bold move that Donald Trump did, going back to these nuclear submarines. What the hell this man is doing? You be here at work next day. You got sirens and things. Well, hey man, we got to get to find a shelter. This man might go let off one. But we know that they got to bring forth this device. You know what I'm saying? So we coming upon that digital society. Said what about I think said about what October or something.
Lord willing.
Yeah, Lord willing. You know what I'm saying? So this money we got in our pocket, it's getting ready to go. Ain't no be no more side hustling, going to buy. You know what? You know what I'm saying? Going to get your little this and that. That's over with. What the hell you gonna do?
Another thing too, man, because this devil gonna want to know what you purchasing, why you purchasing it, where you going to purchase it from. Like he gonna want to know the who, what, when, where, and why.
Yeah.
He gonna totally invade personal space. Personal space will no longer be a thing. It'll be a thing of the past, man. He want to be like Yahweh. That's why the scriptures say that, man. That's the purpose for all of these cameras. That's the purpose for these different devices that we using
right now.
That's why they recording you, right? What they call it? Keeping you like recording your algorithm. Right?
Knowing everything about you.
Yeah, and one of the brothers that said in the group chat, the internet, not the internet, the Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi,
tracking
the motor, tracking you.
Tracking your movement.
So it is. Also, that damn the meter that you got on the side of your house, they track you and all from that too. So everything, you remember at that particular time, everything said we going to smart meters, going to smart this, smart that. They changed those. And also with the B4, you know what I'm saying? I'm old school. Used to be a battery in the back where you can shut this whole damn phone. Now they seal this shit. A sealed device right here, listening at everything that you do. So we know at some point in time that they're gonna try to demonize the men of the Lord. Well, we seen so-and-so, you call yourself a man of the Lord, you was over here snorting some coke. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. Go ahead.
Hey, and just to back up what you said, because they got the AI now,
Yeah.
and it make people look like they doing something that they completely not.
Yes.
Bro, and I'm gonna
Man.
say it for myself. I done been fooled a couple times, bro.
Yeah.
Thinking like it'll really look like that's what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, bro. So then they'll have somebody doing something. They'll put a face on something. They'll really look like it's that person. And
Yeah.
then, so what is gonna take for them to frame a man of the Lord, bro? Nothing.
That's why the Lord said in Matthew chapter
That's
24, I think around verse 3 or so, it said, take heed that no man deceive you. So it's going to be a lot of deceiving and people being deceived, because now they can take my voice. Everybody know my voice, and they can clone it and put my face on like I'm saying some shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, that was you, man. That wasn't me. And so they can get you, come get you and say that you did this type of crime. Man, that was you. And they got these damn what they call these deals they can put over their face. These them masks. And hell can look just like you. Man, that was you, and then you robbed that bank. We coming to get you now. And they know what to do now. Yeah.
Yo, real quick, man, you
Yeah.
gotta think too. You always gotta think that this devil bag is always deeper than what he shows.
That's it.
You know, so if he's sitting here showing us AI that, you know, sometimes we can get fooled with, sometimes we can't. Really deep down in his bag, he got something that's better than that, that's gonna just show you that, you know, show you some shit that's not real and make it look as real as can be.
Man, this red devil got things, technology that, you know what I'm saying, he just holding back on. You know, when the Lord returned, the Lord already said, what is that, Matthew chapter 24, 20, I think it's 22 or 23 that, you know what I'm saying, for, you know what I'm saying, those days got to be short.
Yeah.
Because this man right here, he got technology, he got drones, he got these robot dogs, also these direct energy weapons. This man got there. What the hell we gonna do with a Glock? Man, we got to have the Lord. We got to have the spiritual power. This man is getting ready to roll. We constantly warning you left and right. This red devil, he's getting ready to get real. He getting ready to lose his mind. We already got DJ Donald Trump in the White House. This cruel law. You want it reincarnation of goddamn it Nero. You got it, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, again, what I just said, you know, if this devil is showing you some shit that people can put in their mind and think that they can fight against, that's obviously not his best shit. You know, so when it comes to his best things coming out, that's what's going to be the end all be all. That's going to put a lot of people in submission of like, oh no, I know I can't do nothing with this, so I need to abide by whatever rule, law, or system that he wants to put out.
That's just it.
You know, you got it.
Yeah, you got something?
Yeah, I got two to go first.
Let's go ahead, bring you up.
This is Ephesians 5:15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. You know, and you know, this is why we got to be on point in these times, because you know what's coming forth. You know, these times gonna be very evil, where we gonna see a lot of things going on that we've never seen before in our lives.
That's it. It's just like saying, we go that word circumspect, you know, in circle, you know, you go, you know, round, inspect to look. Your ass better be looking. You know what I'm saying? The signs of the times, there, knowing time that we're living in, knowing your surrounding, the people that you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Also knowing who you are, you know what I'm saying, according to the Bible, and also knowing who your true power is. You keep going around hollering about white man Jesus cross, your ass get ready to die. You still holler at Jesus shit, you out of here. You know what I'm saying? We're not going into that no goddamn more. You don't know the true name of the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? Your ass getting ready to get deleted. You got it, man.
Oh, well, you just kind of walked me into this.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man, we get sick and tired of we coming upon the time right now. If your ass ain't in the know, you ass get ready to get up out of here.
This the book of Acts chapter 4 and 12, and it reads, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Go ahead,
You know, that's just what popped in my mind when you said that.
That's
you will have people calling on Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know?
All about, oh, Jeebus. Yeah. Help me, Jeebus. You know what I'm saying? What that script that made me think of something too. I think it's in Judges. What is that? Judges, where it say, go pray to the God, go cry to your God in your time of trouble. You need to get that one. Man, I'm telling you, man, but one thing about it, a lot of people, like these church people, you can't tell them nothing about. You tell them to say, you know, Jacob, what is that? What is that time when we gonna party? Hell no, you gonna die. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat that into their brain. So you got a house of Saul, and you got a house of David. You got a lot of house of Saul niggas that the Lord's getting ready to destroy. You know what I'm saying? If we get sick and tired, even though we sound like a broken record, but the Lord get ready to shut us up. We getting ready to chill for a minute. We're gonna be watching y'all get effed up. Go ahead, man.
This is Judges 10 and 13. It says, "Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I would deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation."
See that? You see what the Lord said? The Lord said, go and cry to the gods and these idols. Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You go cry to him. You know what I'm saying? You know, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? He love everyone. Everyone can be saved. Your ass is in for a rude awakening. A Negro man from the tribe of Judah is getting ready to return. He finna tear some shit up. You know what I'm saying? What do you believe in that? I don't believe that. The Lord love everyone. Everyone can. Okay, you keep believing that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we cause. Someone read that once again, man. I love it.
This is like I have jumped off.
Yeah, it's all right. But just like I said, that's what's wrong with our people right now. Caught up in this what? In these damn haunted houses, these churches. Every week you got to go in front of a pastor pork chop. He got to tell you all kind of lies and deceit. You know, everything is all right. We having the potluck dinner after church. You know what I'm saying? Pork chops, crabs and lobster. You know what I'm saying? He go down to work. Go ahead, man.
Judges 10 and 13. It says, "Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation."
That's it. So a lot of them right now, they gonna trust in the strength of Egypt. When this time of trouble comes, a lot of these wicked Eve, these wicked Negroes, these wicked Latinos, they gonna run straight down here to the white man. We're hungry. What are we going to do? Don't worry about it. We have the solution. You know what I'm saying? They gonna put that under your skin, and you gonna have that damn rotten soul in your ass. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be rotten. You know what I'm saying? It's cancerous soul. So the Lord is not playing in the game no more. You know what I'm saying? Calling him all out of his name, Yah, what is that? Yahushua, Yahweh, what was this stuff? It's your whole, all kind of crazy shit. Okay, you see what I'm saying? The Lord, man, I'm telling you. The Lord said, go to Isaiah chapter 66, verse 4. We get there right quick, then I'm gonna let y'all have it for a minute. The Lord's gonna choose y'all to lose. The Lord gonna have all kind of ways that he gonna kill your ass. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, man. Hey, I'm fired up. You know what I'm saying? That spirit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, the Lord, I'm telling you, he's nobody to be played with. Keep playing games. Get that Isaiah 66 and 4. The Lord said, I will choose your delusion. When I call your ass in the house, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 66 and 4. It says, I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before my eyes and choose that which I denied not.
So right there, the Lord said, I will choose your delusion. We go on that word delusion. He will choose your what? Your troubles, your affliction, you know what I'm saying? Your trial that you're going to face. A lot of these people, he might tell you, I'm going to help him get eaten by 20 dogs. I'm going to help this one over here. You know what I'm saying? He gonna walk out in front of 18 wheels and get flat. You know what I'm saying? Lord, he going to do all those type of things. You know, I had the other day, I don't know, it was on, might have been on TikTok or YouTube. This dude was just driving down the street and a damn tree fell on top of God and fucked it. You remember seeing that? And fucked him up. Boom, killed him right there. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is doing it. He's choosing these delusions because when the Lord called, you did not answer. The men of the Lord are out here warning you left and right about what's getting ready to happen, what you're doing. You still, believing in these idols, believing in this Jeepers cross. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, he can ready to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Trusting in the strength of Egypt, leaning on your own understanding. Any of your brothers got something? Okay, let's get these brothers out. We're gonna get back to that. Y'all go ahead and run with it.
Yeah, this Psalm 119 and 126. It says, it is time for thee, Lord Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law. Yeah, and that's just what you've been saying, bro. Summing it up. It's time for the Lord to work, man. Right? It's only the prophets, the mouthpieces, the prophets of the law. We only gonna do so much warning and talking to you people, man.
That's it.
Before the Lord really starts to work, man, and bring his judgment down on you people. You got it, bro.
That's it. So it's coming upon the time that the Lord is getting ready to show you. You know what I'm saying? All this back and forth we talking in the highways and byways, it's just only for a certain time. You know, the fame of the word is coming. The Lord is going to close the mouthpiece up. Because, all right, shut up. That's enough. Now I'm going to get busy. The Lord's getting ready to get busy with these two-thirds, with these damn heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? Because he lining them up right now. And also, you know, the most power is back at the so-called white man. He got what you call got a God complex. When you go to Ezekiel chapter 28, you know what I'm saying? He wants to be like the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Want to hear everybody under survey. Want to know where you at 24/7, everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? The Lord just sitting up watching him, but their hands would not be able to perform their enterprise. You know what I'm saying? So we see it right now. He's getting ready to try to fill his agenda, his plan. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man. You got it.
Yeah, this because you just jumped back to the
Yeah.
initial precept I was holding.
Yeah, that's it.
This is the book of Psalms, the 21st chapter, and verse 9. Give me that brief moment. I'm holding plenty of previews.
Yeah, man. That's it. I'm let y'all get them out.
Psalms 21:9, and it reads, "Thou shalt make them a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men." Now we only know of one particular tribe or nation that will happen unto, and who is that? Esau, Edom,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So that's how we know who he's talking about.
That's exactly right.
It says, verse 11, "For they intend evil against thee. They have imagined a mischievous device which they will not be able to perform."
That's it.
And what device is that? That's the MOTV, man.
This new world order.
Yep.
One world religion, one world government. You know what I'm saying? And we hear it, one world currency.
Yep.
That's what they're trying to set up, this vain thing. That's their agenda. When you go to Project 20, 25, also they got that the localized version of 20. Project 25 is Project Esther. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, I did a little brief lesson on that, whereby it said they're going to have all these so-called women or females, they're going to have them chipped under the skin. And so a lot of these things are coming into play. That's what we constantly warning you left and right about. You know what I'm saying? So we here. So you get a few more precepts and we'll close out.
I got two precepts. I got the Isaiah 30.
All right, you go ahead and get it.
This is Isaiah 30:1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they might add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, to trust in the shadow of Egypt."
That's it. So they constantly adding sin to sin. They're just getting worse and worse. We see it in left and right. And they constantly not asked at his mouth, which in fact are the problem. His mouthpiece, men are standing how he's by with making these video pistols. You know what I'm saying? So Lord, they trust in the strength of Egypt. Modern day Egypt is America. And also Egypt is work hand in hand with the house of bondage. So your ass is still in captivity. You still a slave. Was the truth that they are free. Free from what? What are you free from? You know what I'm saying? But that is about it. They're gonna trust in the strength of Egypt. It's gonna be their shame and confusion. And the modern day Pharaoh is what the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So that's where our people are headed right now. They're headed for total destruction. The one that has that wisdom, that knowledge, that understanding, hey, we here right now. The men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? If you found without this garment on, you're going to be totally destroyed. Anybody else got something else?
No, that was it.
That's it. So with that, we like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rekakadash, and double honor to those of great millstone when we learn this truth, and also to the hopefully elect that scattered abroad. Abab Abal,
Abab Abal,
Abab Abal,
Abab Abal,
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.